Well, I mean, dimensional bullseye is the only other thing that really interests me here. It gives us some AoE, which would be interesting. Maybe later on we can diverge a bit into like ignition territory, but essentially this was just a debate for if we start training some hexes now. It'd be cool just to try it out. We have a bit of an opportunity to do so. I'll leave that to me next week to figure out. For now, let's just go with some of our core skills and strats here, and then we can decide at another moment in time if we wish to pursue that as an option. Why do we have large rocks? Oh, I turned on all throwing equipment earlier, didn't I? Arug, if you could come right this way, my friend. Demonologist is not great either. Let's definitely get you before you summon in too many folks. And then I'm going to hold my ground here. One of us dies here today, Arug. Couldn't be me. Fantastic. +3 Evening Star. That's another potentially solid backup weapon for us to put into our pockets. And I will buy some more lignification. It's been saving our bacon more often than I care to admit, so that seems perfect. And at some point I'll fix up all of our things, all of our things here. I had something on my mind when I was saying that, but now I'm blanking on what it is that I need to fix up. Oh no, I'm worried it's something critical. In fact, it probably is something critical as my brain falls apart from the inside. But I'll buy another ID scroll and let's go with you. Scroll of Fog is okay, nothing really to be super happy about, but the blinking scroll we bought from the shop, on the other hand, is fantastic. So very happy with that one. Oh, and then we definitely wish to poison you, my friends. So let's just load up on said poison here real quick. And fantastic. Jeez Louise. I guess never a dull moment still seems to be the main name of the game. I'd like to head back up to our lair entrance at some point too, when it's safe to do so. But we did just spend our money, slightly too much money, and can't afford to check out that artifact. That's fine. We'll Oozamancy again, even though our whole purpose of coming down here was to get ourselves feeling a bit safer, get some PD under our belt for the earlier floors where we were struggling and having all sorts of fun trouble. Oh me, oh my. And hopefully that's the majority of the floor. I was ready for a large rock to end yet another life here, but fortunately did not end up being the case. And we're down to D11 already, hey? Oh, we did find our orc entrance, so what I will potentially do, is head back up to orc. Right, I have to be careful with how I do this though. 6% chance to paralyze you. Oh man. We at least have some blinking back in our capacity here. But I could turn into a tree. That gives us the defenses to maybe deal these sons of guns, but not really both of them at the same time, especially since in this configuration, the ooze won't be hitting both of them because this son of a gun is going to sneak around there real quick. Oh my. Okay, that's where our orc entrance was. Interesting. Can take me one more step, and then we still have that upstairs in blink range, so I just do so now. I mean, probably should. I'm like working overtime to just ensure that this character has some guarantees of survival, because it's not often you gain access to Jivya this early, and I definitely do not wish to throw that away. Let's see, maybe I can make it to the orc entrance without running into any more death yaks, and that does seem to be the case. Fantastic. If I can get something with a bit more punch to it down here, an arbalist of sorts, that would be wonderful. And so that is the plan as it stands. Fortunately, it won't be lying around, but in the hands of an enemy. I say fortunately just because our poor slime buddies aren't going to accidentally eat it right before we gain access to what we want most desperately in this world. Even a sorcerer is taken out nice and quickly, so that's fantastic. Would like some more time to heal up, please. Okie dokie. Okay, and the slime's actually doing quite a bit to assist us here, which is wonderful in its own right as well. Thank you, my greasy friends. Oh, right, that's why we have no money. Just consistently forgetting what it means to be a Jivya follower here, but that's fine. Who needs earthly possessions like money when you instead have ever-changing mutations and the chaotic powers of the Formless on your side? Oh me oh my. Well, this was essentially when I was originally going to end the stream, but let's go just a little bit further here and try to pick ourselves up an arbalist at the very least. I mean, that happened a bit sooner than I expected. So we'll need to do a little bit more ranged weapons training in order to get that fully up and running. I guess we could fire it now. Just be firing a little bit slower than we might otherwise like, but 1.1 is not too bad in exchange for one-shotting most of the enemies that we'll come across here. Now, I don't want to get greedy, but an enchanted arbalist would be even better, wouldn't it? We'll see if we can be so lucky, shall we? I mean, ask and you shall receive. Oh, it's a heavy arbalist. Okay, that's an interesting situation to put ourselves in. I've had interest in heavy crossbows before. It's a fun game to play. You of course end up with only attacking once every 1.5 turns, even at min delay. But the firepower on it is pretty huge, damage rating of 56 up from our 32. So it's not bad. I mean, that arbalist, of course. We'll burn that bridge when we get there. Let's not get too big for our britches yet. For the moment here, we'll work this the old-fashioned way. If I could Oozamancy, please and thank you. There we go. Make sure we take out these casters nice and quickly with expedience. Holy moly. Definitely rich in friends. Quite a few of those on our side. And not just in the nomenclature I always use for our enemies, but in the more literal sense, of course, with our slimy pals. Ooh, yes, definitely replace that. Replace that too. Why the heck not? Also, I missed earlier, Chadley and Brain. Hello to you both. Hope you're doing fantastically this fine day. Wizardry, resist poison. No, that artifact ring doesn't interest me overly much here, so we'll just leave it by the wayside for now. Nothing but wizards. Does mean that we're unlikely to find any more ranged weapons that we wish to use moving forward. Holy, that happened quickly. Turns out, when you don't pay attention, you can start to take a lot more damage than you would like, largely due to the cold damage that I don't have any kind of resistances to. But if I can kill the wizard, save the world. And hopefully that largely does the trick for us here. Still a few more enemies, of course. An Ogre Magi actually might have been an issue for us. Oh, and there we go. We actually immediately come across the same enemy that was giving us oh so much trouble earlier. Yikes. Oh, but apparently one shot to the dome from our crossbow actually takes care of them too, so if only we'd done that on the earlier encounter, we may have seen some fortuitous results. Oh me oh my, as I'm back to being in a fight for survival situation. Was that you dealing that much damage? 15 and 8? That doesn't seem like it. I feel like I am losing my mind, folks. But let's not get ourselves killed off as we wrap up what is meant to be the final moments of our stream here this evening, shall we? So I'm going to head to the scroll shop. Another blinking scroll is almost definitely worth it, so I'll grab that. Scroll of Noise is just a free ID, or not so much free as 14 gold, which is just pretty solid. And then I need more teleportation. There we go. Grab that son of a gun as well. And then friends, if you could, yeah, just take care of my enemies a little bit more expeditiously, that would be much appreciated, but you know, you do you. And unfortunately, not a whole lot else in these shops for us. Ooh, except brand weapon. I mean, I really want Fear Scroll, but I also want brand weapon. I can afford one of each. Then maybe just mark the later ones for the future here. Oh wow, we had exactly enough gold. It's rare that you get down to perfect 0. Well, do I just enchant up, I guess, the Arbalist I'm carrying, right? Normally I'd like to save this for the triple crossbow that I'm just assuredly going to find at some point on the run, but because we know we have one other brand weapon scroll available, we can be a little more judicious with our usage there. Holy moly. Welp. Do I want to take the fight with the Death Yaks, maybe? That could be the true end to our session here today. And I can't wear any kind of hats? Why is that? A large antenna, I'm guessing, right? I was about to say, I think it's a mutation that has been preventing us from wearing any of these hats, but I wasn't totally sure. Holy moly. Hey Eric, it's going all right today, thanks. Hope you are doing well on your end. You actually just caught us at the very end of our stream. As we, had some interesting runs today for sure. We started off attempting some Ignis runs with a couple of Minotaurs. Things didn't go especially well in that regard. And so we moved on to greener pastures, and we just happened to find a Jivya altar nice and early on, which kind of set the pace for the run here. Do you have an acid wand, my friend? You do, indeed. That's supposed to be my thing. You son of a gun. But there we go. Finally even came up and we managed to clear out all of the Death Yaks here, get our entrance to Lair. So I think overall, we're leaving this in a pretty solid point to continue on next week. Because yeah, unfortunately, I think that will bring us to the end of our evening here. Had a bit of a late start, and definitely have some things to get done before the night wraps up here. But definitely a solid one. I'm really liking this Jivya Archer for now. We haven't been leaning too far into the Hex Slinger side. In fact, I've completely forgotten about it since we made the transition to Jivya. So maybe we'll explore that a little bit further when we come back next week, but we'll have to see how I'm feeling. The whims of the world and all that good stuff. But okie dokie. I think that'll be it for me here. So we get ready to sign off. Of course, as always, appreciate all of you for joining us on this journey. If you're, lurking or messaging alongside here, chatting with us, lurking in the background, Or hey, if you're watching this down the road through the Twitch VODs or on YouTube, then thank you for joining us on this journey. I should also note, if you're watching this through YouTube, because this was a shorter stream, I don't think we'll have the full week. So after watching this little cut piece of the run, I think there will likely be at least a couple day break. So apologies for that in advance, my friends, but it is what it is. Quite the abyssal stream, no kidding. At least it's not abysmal, am I right, folks? But okie dokie. Oh me oh my. Let's do a quick check, I guess, to see who's live at the moment, because we will send off a raid as we wrap things up here. As always, fantastic. Let that load. So yeah, workout. I mean, I'm hoping that we can do well. Give Jivya the justice they deserve. I should actually maybe double check right at the end of it here. We just switched out a bunch of our mutations, so spells are harder to cast but a little more powerful. Meh. But even more eyeballs around our body, so we get double see invisible since we already have that as a Naga, but nice accuracy at least. So, you know, the slightly slower attacks of our Arb list are at least guaranteed to hit, which is nice in its own right for sure. Okie dokie. Well, let us, as is often the case here, send a raid off Brent's way. So definitely stick around, say hello, and enjoy the show over that direction. But that'll be it for us here today, folks. And yeah, look forward to coming back next week and hopefully not immediately piloting this character into an early grave, but we'll see how it goes. And yeah, for anyone who came in at the end, you included Eric. Apologies for the sun departure here, but yeah, wish you the best at the end of your Sunday here, or for others if it's the start of your Monday as well, of course. But okie dokie. Let's, I guess, get that raid queued up here real quick. All that good stuff. Yeah, we'll be back next week to see how things fare. But of course, despite my tired energy today and the shorter stream, I do of course hope you're all having a great morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you, and I definitely hope to see you around next time when we jump back in with Ouroboros and maybe, just maybe, finally get Jivya checked off that list there. See how it goes, but of course, remember folks, who never, even for a moment, even despite being sent to the abyss multiple times, never didn't have it. I'll see you soon.